Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OAF Discussions. I am Kid Swift.
This is Thoroughbred Webb.
And we are back once again after a 2-week hiatus. Hate us because they ain't us.
So you just got to watch an interview, I take it.
No, I actually watched it like a month ago.
They hate us because they ate us.
Because they ate us.
Wow.
No, it was like a month ago I watched that movie. That's the bad thing about it.
I felt so racist doing that. Even though that's clearly a line in the movie, I felt so damn racist.
Right, yeah. If you've seen the movie, you know what we're talking about.
So I'm going to repeat it again at some point.
Right. It won't be the last time. But yeah, so since we've been gone, some things have happened. As always, I'm going to turn my phone down because shit pops off.
Yeah, let me make sure mine's silent too.
All right. It'll just vibrate on the desk. It'll be just annoying if it vibrates. But yeah, so some stuff has happened since our last episode. Release of a couple albums and release of a new show that everybody's been taking in and whatnot. But yeah, we'll start with the devil.
All right, then, cool.
So,
for those that already are aware, when was the last time we recorded?
Welcome to Satancast, as we start off with the devil.
Not for real. When was the last time we recorded?
It was it's been 2 weeks. We've been off 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks.
All right, so yeah, I'm sure we mentioned it at one point, but we were really hyped as far as Daredevil debuting or premiering on Netflix. All 13 episodes as of Friday, April 10th, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Friday, April 10th. It wasn't really at midnight because I kept trying to like refresh or exit out and then go back in to sit there and watch the. Yeah, I was antsy. Yeah.
See, that's
because I had the week. Yeah, I didn't have to work the weekend, so
I guess that's true. I don't now, but I'm still getting used to that, not having to work the weekend, so it still kind of throws me off. So that makes sense.
Oh wait, I did have to work Friday. Well, I didn't have to go in until like the afternoon, so I was gonna try to knock some episodes in. So, but anyway, all 13 episodes came out.
Yep.
I went ahead and watched the first one before I went to work, and that one sit there and just like, you know what, I like the tone as far as where this is going, and let's see where the rest of it goes. And then Friday night I kind of watched 3 episodes at one, or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Then Saturday, before y'all showed up to hang out, I watched like probably 4 episodes. And then
God, I love binge watching.
Sunday and Monday, I just said fuck it and finished it. I know that's weak sauce compared to other folks that I probably just watched the whole thing that one day.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't want to do it at first. I was kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna sit there and treat it like it's an actual show. Just watch one episode and then next week come back and watch one episode. Like it's scheduled.
Right? Yeah.
On this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
After that first episode, I was like, all right, well, let me see what's going on here. And then after episode 2, where that scene I was telling you about with the one-shot fight scene.
Yeah. I saw the confirmation that actually was. I saw an interview that actually was shot in one shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So good. So good.
And like after that, I was like, no, I got to see what's next.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm gonna stop here. No, I got to see what's next.
Right.
And then I sit there and on Sunday. No new episode, like no Walking Dead came on. Cartoons were reruns on Fox.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what? Let me see. I just went ahead and watched episodes 7 through 12.
Just not that
I went from 7 from episode
Jesus
7
Christ.
to episode 12.
Right.
Before Sunday night was over with.
Good Lord.
And then Monday before wrestling, I sit there and watch the last episode.
Right. Yeah.
And no, actually, I stopped watching wrestling because I was like, the show kind of got a little boring for me. And then I sit there and watched the last episode of Daredevil.
That works.
And I felt better for it. Yeah.
That works. And then just so you guys know, we're not going to try to like throw out a bunch of spoilers or anything like that to mess up the people that haven't finished it yet, because I know it's still a lot of people that haven't went all in on the binge watching yet.
Especially if it's only been 5 days since I came out. So.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, just from like first impressions, even though I guess first impressions of the whole show, it's really good. And one of the biggest points I think that like you said to me this past weekend, was that in the fight scenes, as far as Daredevil goes, it never seems like he completely overpowers whoever he's fighting against. Like he seems like there's times where it seems like the bad guys could potentially kick his ass if they got the upper hand on him.
And
like he never just flat outs. Yeah,
there's a bunch of times where they actually do.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, which makes it a lot more authentic, too, as far as the fight scenes. And one of my favorite parts, as far as fight scenes, where I just watched, because I've got 2 episodes left. I've watched 10. Okay. I've got 2 episodes left. But the episode, and you'll know this, with Stick. That fight scene it was very, as far as like a very gritty fight scene where he could have got his ass kicked at any moment, was like, yeah. But it's dark, it's gritty, it works very well. All the characters are done, I think, excellent. I especially like Kingpin as far as in this show.
Yeah.
Compared to, I guess he was kind of in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. He was
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan. He was very over the top, big character, the way he is in the comic books. I mean, that's kind of the way he is. He's a huge guy.
Larger. He kind of came across pretty larger than life.
Exactly, yeah. And they've kind of like dialed that back, I'd say, significantly. And he's a lot more cerebral and a little bit more on the evil, on, I guess you could say, a mental aspect than just on like a size big guy. But I mean, he's still a bad guy.
Yeah.
But
a lot of times he felt justified.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times in the first season where you feel like, well, maybe.
I kind of feel for this
dude.
Actually,
but at the same time, it makes sense.
Oh shit! When he sits there and does something bad, it's like
that's what he does. It's awesome
because like he's very contained. It feels like
right. Yeah.
He's actually, when we actually get to introduce him, when they actually introduce him, excuse me, at the end of episode 3, I think.
Yes.
He's very confined and he's a little awkward, socially awkward.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Here he is, being introduced for the first time to the audience as well as to a romantic interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you kind of see him trying to come out of his shell and sit there, kind of find another side towards himself, but at the same time, when it's time for business,
it switches.
It's like almost like a light switch. You can tell it on the dinner scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he was sitting there whining and dining Vanessa.
Right.
And then all of a sudden something work related came.
Yeah.
And he didn't make his facial expression. It wasn't like an 0 to 100 change. It was just like it was very subtle, but you could tell something just clicked.
Yeah.
In his head.
Yeah.
And you could actually tell a lot with his performance. Vincent D'Onofrio, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's what it is.
A lot of times with his performance, you can actually kind of, just the way he conveys, these emotions on this, like, try to reserve his emotions on the surface, but you can still see the gears clicking in his head.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good as far as you was talking about it being a cerebral role.
Exactly, yeah.
And when he lets loose, as far as physically, he lets loose, especially the very first fight scene you see Kingpin in.
Yeah.
And at first I was kind of leery about Vincent playing Kingpin, because here's this dude from Criminal Intent.
Yeah, right.
Law and Order Criminal Intent, excuse me.
Played a cop.
Yeah.
And
and even then he was kind of quirky or kind of off a little bit there.
There's definitely some,
but it wasn't like a phoned in performance. It wasn't like a copy and paste performance. Like,
no, absolutely not.
I did such a good job in Criminal Intent doing a quirky character. Let me be another quirky character in this. But no, it was a completely different performance.
Right.
And it was pretty good.
It works. Yeah, it definitely works.
As far as performances go, who would you say, would you say Kingpin was the strongest? Well, he was never called Kingpin until damn near the end.
Right. Yeah.
Same way the costume, unless you already saw some thumbnails on YouTube, wasn't shown for Daredevil until the very end. I'm kind of mad that I ran into those thumbnails
without seeing it first.
Without seeing the show.
Which after it was leaked, it was almost impossible to avoid.
Exactly.
And you open up any website and it was like even on YouTube now, I noticed the advertisement, that's the first shot of it.
And now on Netflix, at first it just showed what was it called, a motion poster?
Yeah.
Where it showed Matt was sitting there just tying himself up, knuckles all bloody, and got a little blood on his lip and this, that, and
had the glasses on.
It had that as the cover photo. I guess you could call it that for Netflix.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, kind of like that was the cover photo. But then they 3, day 4.
Yeah.
Like Saturday. No, like the end of Saturday, beginning of Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, boom! It showed Daredevil in his full costume glory.
Right.
On the cover photo, and I was like, well, son of a bitch.
Right, yeah, it's like you just gave it away.
Especially in the fact, and like, you know what the funny thing was? At first, I didn't care for the black outfit.
Right, yeah.
And then...
He looked too much like a dark version of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Kind of like, which I was like, okay. I was like, maybe that's what they're hinting at.
I was making fun of him this weekend. I was like, he looks like somebody that just wanted to, that decided the superhero on the spur of the moment, put on Under Armour, combat boots, and a do-rag.
and he went off. Yeah.
But no,
that is true,
but at the same time, like, once he actually changed his costume, I was like, oh, man, I actually grew to like that outfit for some reason.
Yeah, right,
it was weird, but I'm sure if they go about with another season or leading into Defenders.
Right, yeah.
D-E-F-E-N. Right. Oh, high school
shit. Yeah,
tradition.
man.
Anyway, once you get into Defenders, costume might grow on me. I felt like there was a little bit more black than there should have been red.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like certain parts, like right here. Like you can tell it was like a Kevlar type item right there, so his neck would have a little bit of mobility to it.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
But I was like, I don't know, it's like some of the colors was kind of throwing me off on it, but like, you know.
It is different. He almost looks a little bit beefier as far as like, it's not so refined to like his facial shape and everything. Like it almost looks in a way kind of like helmet-like.
Yeah,
in a way.
And it makes sense.
Which works.
I mean, because here he was just only wearing this thin-ass piece of...
Yeah.
Basically what looked like Under Armour.
Yeah, right.
And it makes a lot more sense. It looks a lot more realistic than, say, the spandex from the comics.
And it was funny because he brought that up, like, in one of the earlier episodes. I remember when he was talking to Rosario Dawson's character. He was like, she was like, you're going to need, like, body armor or something. And he was like, I won't be able to move around as much. Like kind of like the same backing out of the driveway argument that Bruce Wayne had in Batman.
Dark Knight,
yeah. But no, I mean, I haven't got to like see him obviously on screen yet because I haven't got to the episode, like seeing action or whatever. But that was kind of the thing too. Was I just was like, hey, he looks like Iron Fist. Like he looks like a blacked out Iron Fist. It's funny. Except without the eye parts.
And then the Iron Fist Netflix series shows, and he's in the... Yeah, I was like, the hell, man.
Right, he said, dude. Like, you start crossing.
How did you make that work?
Right, he said, damn it, what the hell? Like seriously? But I don't know, like, performance-wise, like you were saying.
Speaking of Iron... Well, actually, on the topic of Iron Fist, did you catch any Easter eggs?
That was what I was going to get to.
Oh, well, shit, we still can't... No, we can... No, there's some we can say without spoiling
there's some simple ones, yeah. Like one of the initial ones, which I like the fact that, like, what Marvel said, that this is going to be... Defenders is going to be a part of the MCU.
Yeah.
This is going to be a part of the MCU. Like, this is going to be... So... As far as the Defenders movie / show, whatever, is going to be a part of the MCU, which gives me kind of like a bit of reassurance because that's not exactly what we're getting on the DC side. Like Arrow and Flash are not a part of the DCU. What the fuck?
I guess DCCU.
DCCU, yeah. DCCU, yeah. D squared U. But yeah, like the little homages thing, like I think it was like either the first or the second episode. Kingpin's like right hand man was talking to the Russian gang, and he was saying they were talking about like how this man in the black mask was kicking their ass, and he was like, he's not that bad. At least he doesn't have an iron suit or a magic hammer. And you're like, fucking, they're just throwing shit Avengers. Yeah. And they know.
Even in the first episode, they this real estate agent was trying to sell Nelson or Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson their office, and she was going like, well, the price is going down or has went down significantly thanks to the incident.
Yeah,
and he was like, well, that's what we're calling it now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could say attack from the skies or something like that, but I mean,
yeah, like it's so funny.
But it's a little easier to put on the insurance, I think.
Yeah,
it's like,
the incident, than like the aliens coming out of the sky. But yeah, it's like they know where they're at. They know they're in this universe. It's not like they're completely like clueless.
It's not heavy-handed. Like
no, it's not.
Like,
and it's so. Like, shout out to Jacob because he the other day we were playing online And he was like, he seriously he's on the headset. We were playing online, and he was like, "You guys need to try it again. Like seriously, it's not that bad." And I instantly thought about you because I was like, "We're never gonna try it again. Like, we're never gonna go back to it. We are done with that series. It's so fun. Maybe I don't know. Maybe something crazy will happen, but as good of a caliber that I can see as Daredevil is. And what I obviously assume that like Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones will have that same caliber. Yeah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just doesn't stack up. It's not there. Like if it would get there, that'd be awesome.
And I liked Agent Carter better than I did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh God, I love Agent Carter like a lot. You know, and I hope it doesn't get canceled.
I guess that's the closest we can get to meeting halfway.
Right? Yeah, I guess.
It's got Agent in it.
Right, and there was these crossovers in there. So yeah, whatever. But no, yeah, that was like one of them. There was a few others. I guess you could kind of call it an Easter egg, but Rosario Dawson's character is kind of like an Easter egg in herself. Yeah. Because she's not supposed to technically be in the Daredevil storyline. Like she's supposed to be in the Luke Cage storyline. Yeah. With the night nurses. Yeah. I said that at work, and they were like, "Who the hell are the night nurses?" I was like, "Well, they were these group 3 nurses that like basically
just go on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Look up the night nurses. They basically were the doctors to the superheroes.
2 of them I really enjoyed. 2 Easter eggs I really enjoyed. I'll sit there and show this one, where one of the Chinese crime bosses, Madame Gao, I believe it's Madame Gao. Mm-hmm. She interacts with Daredevil in a real interesting way. If you, I don't want to spoil too much about it, but like once they actually meet each other and Daredevil tries to confront her, pay attention to that interaction, and then it'll start making a little bit more sense. Mm-hmm. And then when she decides, fuck it, yeah, it ain't that big of a spoiler. And then after that interaction, Madame Gao decides to disappear, or in this case, leave New York.
Right.
And she's asked by one of the crime people, or one of the crime syndicates, was like, "Well, where are you going? Are you going?" Or it's like, "Oh, you're going back to China?" And she was like, "Well, somewhere a little further than that."
Yeah.
And I was kind of going, I was sitting there trying to look at the map, like, where the fuck is that? It's further than China.
Right. Yeah.
I was sitting there trying to really scratch my head to figure out where the hell she's talking about.
Right. Yeah.
But it finally clicked, thanks to somebody on the comment, or in a comment section somewhere, that Madame Gao is actually talking about something that which I'm sure will play a very big role for the Iron Fist series.
Gotcha.
So that's what she was referring to.
Basically.
So yeah. So that was neat. Man. That was a neat one that took some time for me to get.
Right.
But the Easter egg I instantly liked the most was when there was a flashback between Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson in college. And they're sitting there interacting with each other. I think it's almost immediately after the Stick episode.
So it should have been episode.
No, I'm sorry. It'll probably be. I think it'll be 2 episodes after Stick.
Oh, so it's like 11 or 12. I haven't got to it yet.
Give or take, I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the last episode or the next last episode.
No.
Wouldn't?
No, they've already. No, it's not the next to last episode. They already had this interaction. But I'm sorry, I digress.
Okay. Yeah.
They're in college and they're sitting there talking to each other. And all of a sudden Foggy's sitting there going like, "So what happened to you and that Greek girl in Spanish class?" And I was like, it didn't work out.
Yeah. Who was that?
Electra.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he said that,
it's like,
so what about that Greek girl? I was like, we had to falling out, or things didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there going like, fucking wow. Like, that was so damn smooth how they tried to sneak that. They really snuck that.
Apparently there's a lot of good ones. I don't even think we saw all of them.
No,
honestly.
And that's the thing. Honestly, like, I'm actually going to rewatch it. Cause, like, my girl sat there and asked me, like, well, it's like, did you finish it? It's like, yeah. Because she didn't get to see it around the same time I did. So what are you going to do now? I was like, well, shit. Flash and Arrow are back.
Right.
So
study this shit.
Let me get through. Let me get through those 5 episodes. The 5 episodes they got left of those.
Right.
And then once I'm done with Flash and Arrow, I'm gonna go right back to Daredevil because I'm sure there's some shit that I missed in there.
Yeah, like what was now? This is hard to discuss without being a spoiler in a way. But who the fuck was that Stick went to see?
I really honestly. I'm not even that big on.
I'm like, who? What? He has to be somebody big.
Yeah. But I know he has to have. It sounds like he has something to do with the hand.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. When that whole end part, I was like, who the fuck is that?
And clearly that's helped.
Yeah.
Move things along after season 1.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And I thought they were gonna like when they zoomed in on his back, I thought they were gonna pan around his face, and I'm like recognize like who he was by like his face.
Nah.
But no, they just back shot him. Fuck, man! Like, god dang it, I don't even know who that is.
Back shots.
Back shots.
Yeah.
Oh no, but yeah, it's I would still think that overall, as far as like acting wise, I think Kingpin's performance was better.
Okay. Worst performance?
That fucking kid from the flashbacks.
I forgot.
The kid is garbage.
Oh man,
he's not that bad, but he's kind of shitty.
But I mean, you can get that, or you're gonna get that most of the time,
right?
With
Yeah,
child actors,
right. Now, most of them I do like a lot. Like Foggy, I like Foggy could have easily been
kind of
campy.
That would have been my worst performance with not counting the kid.
I think he works because that character makes sense.
Yeah, he works as the comic relief, but a lot of his lines or the delivery of his lines, didn't come across all that authentic. It felt
right. Yeah.
It just kind of felt like he was just kind of, I don't know.
Like the blind jokes were like if you don't like blind jokes, Foggy throws them out there every 5 minutes. Yeah. Or if somebody says something, which is kind of funny because like mentally you don't even think about it. Like you don't even think about, oh, Daredevil's blind. Daredevil's like, you don't even think about that. Like, but there's like what I think it was one time where what's her name? What's the girl's name?
Karen. Yeah,
where Karen showed Matt. He was like, look at what's going on, and he was like, you know, he can't see that, right? He was like, what are you doing? Like, really? And then there was one thing he said about bats. He said, yeah. He's like, he can hear everything. He's like a freaking bat. And Matt was like, bats aren't blind. It's a myth. And he was like, oh.
Well, it was before Foggy. Yeah, first then Foggy apologized. I'm sorry. I didn't mean like blind as in like, well, bats aren't really blind.
Right, yeah.
But anyway.
But it was, I could have felt.
I don't know. I mean, Foggy had like, I'm not going to say it was a terrible performance.
Right.
But it could have been so much better compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
And honestly, the kid that played young Matt Murdock was just not.
Yeah, he was weird.
Was just Terrence Howard was just not that good.
Right? He's not that good. So goofy.
You know, man. I can't do it right now.
I thought Stick was good. I thought Stick was good.
That was the most. I think he had the most fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
especially with a lot of the lines that they gave him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He looked like he had the most fun.
Right. Yeah. That was good. I mean, a lot of other characters. I mean, it really like it seems like there was a shit ton of characters, but there really wasn't that many characters. It was really just focused on and Kingpin had a lot of airtime.
Yeah.
As far as like story wise, from a story perspective, he had a lot of airtime. As far as like some of those episodes where it would go away from Matt and like their side of the story, and it would just like Kingpin's whole part, like that whole part where he explained what happened to his dad and stuff.
Yeah, like
those were like really parts that like he really like came through, and like having to do that dynamic personality thing that he does. Like it's obviously it was bait to be like judged for a better performance, but the fact that he pulled it off, also, I mean,
especially
merits praise.
As far as them giving Kingpin all of that screen time, compared to Matt Murdock, I felt that worked because that helped establish this collision course that they're that they're going to eventually cross paths.
Yeah.
And as far as with superheroes, a lot of superheroes, you're only as good as your villain.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And so here they were building Kingpin up. It's like we don't. At first, it got to the point like we don't mention his name.
Yeah.
You see us like no, he's not going to meet you. And Wesley was like, no, I'm his mouthpiece. I'm his representative. You speak to me if you got something, if you got anything to do with my client or my employer. And it
was like that. Then they finally started to know his name. Then they finally started to say his name, and it was like, okay, this is mysterious. It was kind of like a weird arc, and then it went back to like
where a Voldemort thing,
right? Yeah. And then it went to the arc where like Kingpin was like basically like beat down, almost like he was like on the verge of like being backed up against the wall, and then all of a sudden like he like basically lunges back, and that was right after that awesome preacher convo about the devil, which I thought was really good when he asked the preacher like if you believe in the devil. Oh. And he basically gives that whole spiel about that's a really good scene. and then it kind of comes back around, like where then that whole part where they first meet. Technically, that part I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh god. And you could tell Kingpin was kind of like,
yeah. And that scene that you're talking about where they finally confront each other.
Yeah.
Honest to God, like if this was a weekly show, that would have been perfect as a mid-season finale.
Oh God,
as much as we hate mid-season finales, that definitely would have worked.
Oh yeah, you'd have thought they would just started boxing in the middle of the place. Nah. But yeah, that was great, and then they kind of like moved on from there. But yeah, it worked really, really well as far as like the way it carried the story, and it was funny because like I kept thinking about it. The more like I like blazed through and pretty much I'm done. Almost, I got 2 episodes left. I was like, man, like in a way, like I hate the structure of like a week-to-week episode, but it's like when you give it all at once, like you just beat it up and it's done. Like especially when it's like 12 episodes, it's not like a 20 episode season or something like that. Like that makes a big difference. And it's like Jesus. So yeah, it's kind of like, oh, now it's gone. I wonder when the hell it'll come back. Like it's basically just kill it real quick. It's not like other like series when they're releasing, they've got like 20 episodes. Like this is like 12 episodes. Like let's get our feet wet, see how people like it, and I know there's no way they're not gonna bring it back. But yeah, it's just gonna be awesome when it gets to the point where you've got like that Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and you got Iron Fist, and you have the Defenders thing. It's gonna be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, watch that show. Hopefully we can get more shows onto the endangered shows, I guess, like Constantine. And I know Agent Carter's like on a 50-50 chance of getting canned, which I doubt it will. I'm more worried about Constantine, but I'm hoping like that's got like Netflix has got like, give me that. Let me just have that. We'll just put all this over here. Just get over here.
Constantine's DC though.
Well, yeah, I know that. Or, maybe they have like maybe they're in bed with Marvel and they don't want to be like, okay, we don't want to crowd Constantine. But I mean, you're really not. It's not like you're crowding airtime. It's all on the user to select, and that's just basically giving more choices to a user base. So I mean, it definitely. I mean, that makes Marvel look good, and then that makes DC kind of look good that they're not just gonna like, or I guess you could say DC, where they're like, we're not gonna let this just die on network television. And I mean, it's a fan service in a way, so I hope they do that, but I can understand if they don't. I just don't want to lose Constantine because I think it was a good season. Like every episode that I saw ratings wise across the board was like a 7.58, which is a good to great rating on every episode.
What about your rating?
My rating was like an 8.5 to 9 on every episode. There was like one maybe episode that was kind of like, okay, that was kind of boring a little bit. But other than that, like it was like, I think the mining episode was the only episode where I was kind of like, okay, that was kind of all right. But I just love that character so much. Like, I kind of have a bias because he's like one of my favorite comic book characters. So I kind of have a bias. So I understand. But yeah, no, yeah. Hopefully something happens along those lines. But we'll see whatever happens. But yeah, we will move on. Watch Daredevil. Almost forgot the name. I was about to say watch Marvel. Just watch all of it. No, watch Daredevil. Support these shows because I mean it's just awesome because we're getting all these different shows.
Oh yeah. On that topic of Marvel, did you see the new Ant-Man trailer?
Yes, that was another one I was gonna mean to ask you about.
Okay.
Yes, if you guys have not seen this, this trailer, like this was the first time, because I'll say I probably felt the way I did about Ant-Man the same way I would say most I guess you could say non-comic book fan people probably felt the first time they saw the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, they were probably like, what the hell is this? This looks like a knockoff Avengers. I don't know about this. This is weird. Like when I first...
Even then. I mean,
I guess you could say that.
Hell, even comic book people were kind of going like, the fuck is Guardians of the Galaxy? Well,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, they
but no, I didn't... Like, when I first saw that trailer...
Which one?
That was last year, wasn't it?
What, the Guardians?
Guardians?
Oh.
Golly, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That felt longer ago.
I know, right? It's weird.
So like when you first saw the trailer for it, you're kind of going like, I don't know what the hell to expect.
Right, yeah.
It's like, is it serious? Are they supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Well, they went real funny in the trailer. And
exactly.
I was going like, but am I supposed to take this seriously? Is this
that was a big thing too?
Yeah.
Where
the hell are they going with this?
Right.
And then like with first trailer for Ant-Man was pretty underwhelming. It kind of felt very, very, very by the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, kind of going, well, this is kind of boring.
Like I know it's supposed to be funny. Like I know what I'm supposed to be getting with Ant-Man.
Especially if they're using the Scott Lang Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As the main character for the movie.
Yeah.
And that first trailer did not lend to that at all.
Not at all.
Especially, I guess it was,
like one part.
It didn't help the fact that they got rid of Edgar Wright from Shaun of the Dead or Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And seeing it like, oh God, I need to watch Scott Pilgrim again. But anyway, so people were kind of more expecting like an action comedy with a lot more emphasis on comedy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then once this trailer came out, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, this is not supposed to be like this, like at all.
But it was this is gonna be crap. This is Marvel's first flop and everything like that. That was everybody's words. Like, this is gonna be Marvel's first flop.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they had to have one eventually. They can't be batting 100.
Right. Yeah.
And then the second trailer came around, and that actually converted some folks.
It definitely helped me. I was finally like, all right, I'm on board. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Like
me, I'm still on the fence, but I mean, I'm like that with every damn thing.
Right. Yeah,
so I've always made sure there's like, well, I'm excited about this, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high.
And then it'd be crap. Right.
Yeah. I'd rather have low expectations and be blown away.
Yeah.
Than to be having high expectations and then
be under
let down.
Right. Yeah. Right. The biggest things for me from the trailer was that it finally showed him in action, like really in action, like fighting, and I was like, okay.
They even used some of the test footage.
Yeah, right, yeah, and I was like, okay. And then on the comedy side, like one of the most expected moments where I like literally was like laughing was when he was fighting on that train, and he was like, nah, and it was just like tick, just like the train just fell over. Then you like think like it's so funny because it's such a like if you're not used to it or not like you don't know about the backstory of Ant-Man, it's funny to like see these epic battles on this like up close and personal, and then they zoom out and you're like, oh shit, that's right, they're tiny. And it fucks with you because you're like, am I supposed to be laughing right now? Because if that was in like real life, quote unquote, he would have got smashed him in the over. Like,
but not even then, because
well, I guess so, yeah.
When they're like,
it would have been more dramatic. He would have flipped the thing over and it would have blew up and it would have been all dramatic. But like just seeing that little
like regular superhero fights.
Yeah, like he would have like threw the thing and like
Thor
dodged
versus
it.
Hulk or something like
that.
Yeah,
exactly. Then it would have crashed, and then Ant-Man would be like, oh, I beat him, and then all of a sudden he would have rose up out of the fire. Like that would have been atypical superhero fight scene at that moment. But because they're small, they can jump out and be like, oh, it's just a toy train, and it falls off the track in the funniest fucking way possible. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was the two moments where I was like, okay,
that was the scene. I think that was the scene that actually converted so many people.
I was like,
and I really hope that was not their best joke.
Oh God!
And that they gave it away in the trailer. I hate when movies do.
Yeah,
that.
They've got to be,
especially comedies though. They give away their best jokes are in the trailer. And then when you watch the movie, everything's just kind of like, but it wasn't as good as that one. And then when that joke comes up, it's like, well, I've already seen it so many times. It's not as funny.
It's not funny, right? And I think one of the things is, I don't want to say it kind of makes it easier on them, but just like what I just what I said about that size, like, contrast, they really don't have to try to be funny. They could, like, slide some shit in there organically, like that train part. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to use a small train and ha, it's not going to hurt me. It wasn't like blatant, like literally you're thinking these motherfuckers on a train wrecking shit, and then it zooms out and you're like, oh, fuck, ha, and you start laughing just because you're like, I fucking forgot. And they could do that a lot organically, like if they just don't, they don't really have to try to write these super ambitious, crazy, over-the-top jokes. Like they can just literally use the fact that this is a pretty unique superhero setup, and there's nothing else like it, so there's going to be some weird shit that will in turn be funny, and they can just use it organically, just like that train part. So we'll see. I mean, what did you think of what's his name? Was it Wasp? Hornet?
Yellow Jacket, the villain.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
I find it interesting because in the comics, like, Yellow Jacket is Ant-Man, or at least Hank Pym's anyway.
Right.
So the fact that they kind of, I'm seeing a lot of parallels regarding the first Iron Man. You know,
yeah.
A bald tycoon is the villain and
they do that a lot.
got a stronger suit than the prototype.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So there's some parallels there.
And it was funny because I remember he was in
but it looks dope as hell by comparison to Ant-Man.
God, yeah, it does.
But,
when he first rose up that first time, I was like, oh shit. And then he started like shooting those lasers and stuff. I was like, oh man, this is badass. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. But yeah, why is always a bald bad guy? It's your type bad guy in every freaking movie. But
shoot, and I was supposed to shave my hair this morning.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah.
Look like a bad
it
guy.
Make me feel
I feel like I'm gonna take over some shit. Yeah. I can't put a suit on. I feel like I'm gonna take over some shit.
I gotta get my beard together. Yeah, get my Obadiah stain going. But anyway,
no, but yeah, I think that I. Like you said, it converted some people. It definitely helped me be like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. Because Ant-Man's always been one I'm kind of like, he's small. Like, he gets small. And then I start, like, I literally had to, like, mentally piece it together from, like, 8th grade science class. Like, that's right, ants are, like, 20 times stronger than their body weight, all this bullshit. So maybe that'll translate into the fact that he's Ant-Man, so he'll have super strength. And then they basically kind of like laid that shit out. It was almost like they knew people had that same mentality of like, who the fuck is Ant-Man? He just gets small and controls ants? Fuck that. How's he gonna help anything? And then like the lady was like, it was like, you gotta remember, you have 20 times, you have superhuman shift when you get small. And then you show those ants like flipping over the penny. And I'm like, they were basically like teaching all of us jackasses that were judging Ant-Man like, dude, he's strong, shut up.
And the fact that, it didn't help the fact that Ant-Man got snubbed as he was one of the he was one of the founders of the Avengers.
Because I feel like that could have helped greatly.
Yeah, it could have. And he got snubbed because seeing as how Captain America wasn't yet an Avenger.
Right.
Even though they tried to say it in the movies like the first Avenger, but anyway, that didn't count.
They literally just
that
forced
really
that
doesn't
on
count. So
they kind of.
So they're already making fun of. So they've already made fun of Ant-Man. It's like the Aquaman of the Avengers.
Exactly. Yeah, basically.
But now,
you talk to animals.
now they're clowning. Now they're clowning Hawkeye.
Yeah, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Oh, my God. I think that came from a Patton Oswalt stand-up where he was like, yeah, look, you can go join the Avengers. They got a guy with a bow and arrow. He said, well, they recruiting in a sporting goods shop? It's like, I like the way you tetherball, sir. Would you like to be an Avenger? It's like, Jesus, man. Damn. I guess it's ruthless. No, but yeah, they kind of came out of nowhere as far as the Hawkeye hate.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of popped up recently.
Yeah, it did. It did. Like, really. I think it's because, like, the team's growing, or the team's pretty substantial. Like, if you count War Machine and Hulk.
Yeah. How come Black Widow doesn't get as much flack?
Because she's hot.
Probably.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame you.
But now you're adding in.
You look like Scarlett Johansson. I don't blame you.
Right. Yeah. Now you're adding in Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and you're adding in Vision. So you've got these multiple people who have powers, except for technically Tony Stark doesn't really have powers.
Yeah.
But he's just fucking smart. But
Captain America technically doesn't have powers.
I mean,
technically.
Right. It's like really like in the grand scheme of things, Hawkeye, Tony Stark as Tony Stark, and Black Widow should be getting their shit wrecked on a regular basis, but Tony Stark has a suit, so he's good.
Yeah. Captain America without,
Hawkeye's not going to let you get close enough because you're going to get shot in the eye before you get to touch it, and then
Black Widow
keeps jumping on you into those spider kicks with those taser things that she's got, which is dope, like, because on the suit, they're like, it's like everybody, like, on, like, the posters, like, you've seen the character posters, everybody on the character posters are, like, doing their thing. Vision's got his hand out, Hawkeye's, like, got his bow down. Iron Man's got like his hand out and shit. Like everybody's like showing like rah, like this is my power. Like I'm holding the hammer. I've got my growling. I'm angry. And then like it's kind of like they try to like accent like more in Black Widow's like suit, and then those things on her arms are like really they almost look bigger. Yeah, they almost look bigger. And then like that blue trail, like it looks like she's got like energy flowing through her suit now. Like she looks badass. She looked like she'd have like some electric power or something now. But no, it looks good, and I like that. And was the Vision revealed like fully in that poster when we last recorded? I feel like it wasn't.
I don't think so.
I don't think we actually we've seen him, but we didn't have to like see him. No. But no, yeah, it's God, man, that's gonna be awesome. And it's funny, I finally, when we were at your house, that was the first time I got to see any of Days of Future Past.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you've never seen it?
I've never seen it. That's what I said.
I should have left it on there.
Yeah,
my bad.
no, I'd never seen it. Like, I said that, and you kept playing it, so I was like, fuck it. Like, this is an awesome part. It was just like a meaty action part. There wasn't too much revealed. But that whole part with Quicksilver, I was like, fuck, I like this Quicksilver. Like, he's badass.
Yeah. But they didn't call him Quicksilver in there.
Right,
For obvious, Fox Marvel reasons.
Man, what's fucking weird.
But then again, that was not. That was right before the. Not right before, but that was last year. That was before the deal with Spider-Man. So,
which is gonna be interesting to see how
which is owned by Sony, not Fox. So.
If that Quicksilver is gonna play out like the one in that movie, like powers wise, are they gonna keep it the same? Because from all the character posters, the Quicksilver on the character posters, which I guess makes sense because you can't see him if you're taking a picture of him, but he looks almost like a blue Flash in a way, whereas that Quicksilver was like he was just kind of like
almost stopping time.
Yeah, God, man, he was. I didn't realize the speed that he had, like as far as that goes, and that was just like when I turned to you and I asked you, I was like, is he faster than Flash? Technically. Like overall, but then you said eventually, obviously, Flash develops and he gets a lot better.
I mean, at where he's at right now, the Days of Future Past Quicksilver and the current Flash on TV, it's not even close.
Yeah,
so Quicksilver's way faster compared to that. Yeah. But in the comics, Quicksilver is nowhere near as fast as Flash, will be.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. Which that was pretty cool because like that was the thing I constantly heard when I heard people when people had seen that movie Days of Future Past. People constantly were like, "Man, Quicksilver's badass in that movie. Quicksilver's badass in that movie."
But then again, it's
such a small part.
Exactly, such a small part. They do that all the time.
Yeah,
they do that all the time because, I can't think of X-Men, the first X-Men where it was somebody that was just like, "Yo, why aren't we showing more of him?"
Right. Yeah.
Unless it was like, Toad kind of almost single-handedly took out 3 X-Men.
Yeah, he beasted.
I mean, he didn't kill them, but
I said he beasted. That was weird.
In X-Men 2, obviously the standout character was Nightcrawler.
Yep.
Opening scene, he had the best scene out of that whole movie.
Yeah, he went pretty much. That was dope.
But he didn't really get to do much else after that. No. X Last Stand.
Jean?
Yeah, exactly. How I feel about the movie.
Jean?
I don't know. I feel like everybody only had a cameo.
It was.
They didn't really get a chance to. No one really had a chance to.
The cast got away from
shine
him on that movie. The cast definitely got away from him on that movie. Like, because there could have been way more parts. Like, and it was funny. Like, even throughout the series, which one was it where Colossus saved all those kids in the house when the people?
That was X2.
Yeah, that was all he had.
Yeah,
basically, he turned in, and then he blocked the bullets, and he did it, and that was it. And he was gone, and he was in the tunnel. And I'm like, dude, he needs to wreck shit. He normally is there, and I feel like I can't remember if it was in X3 or if it was later on in X2. He was there with them, when they were suited up.
Yeah,
Colossus was standing with him.
It was
okay, got you. Yeah, that's what I thought, and I thought he was gonna get to show his shit again, but it was another
all he did was
15-second shot.
Yeah, all he did was the infamous fastball special.
Yeah, right.
Where basically, which is kind of it's usually Colossus, and it's almost always Colossus and Wolverine's thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But Wolverine can kind of do that with anybody that can basically throw him.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. It's like somebody throws Wolverine.
Yeah,
that's about it. There's nothing complicated about it. It's
just just somebody with power throws Wolverine. And it works, whatever. It worked pretty good, I guess. But no, I still need to finish that movie.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, so it was kind of already in progress at the time. So
it was in the middle. It was just mainly that Quicksilver part, which I was the whole time I was like, this dude's awesome. This is fucking rad. Jesus,
never
man.
Used him again.
Right, yeah, and then it was it. Then they left and they got on the plane, and I was like, wait, no, they're not leaving, are they? That's not it. There's no way.
Ended series on YouTube. They make fun of that exactly. It's like, hey, why don't you just come with us?
Right? Yeah, dude.
And then he pretty much solved it. In the third of the movie time, or in the time that he was introduced, he pretty much solved everything in the movie.
He did.
He was. He would have. He had the potential to solve all the problems.
Yeah.
In that
he could have fucked those what are they called? Sentinels up.
Or he could have just, got it to the point where Sentinels were never even made.
Well, yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. Jesus, that's a whole nother bucket of shrimp. But no, yeah, that was awesome. There was something else I was gonna. God, what was it? Jesus, freak! There was something else.
X-Men, or
it was superhero related. It was directly superhero related. It was like in the Avengers vein, I think. It might have been that. Did you see?
X-Men. Olivia Munn. Got cast as Psylocke for X-Men Apocalypse.
So that's cool.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, man.
A lot of
people hated that. A lot of people hate that right now.
It's funny because like I'm kind of like whatever, but a part of me leans more towards I'm positive toward it just because I've watched Olivia Munn on G4 TV and fucking like in the gaming industry for so many years as like a host, and the fact that she moved on to acting and nabbed a role that big, I'm kind of like, yay, applause to you. You better not fuck it up. That's basically the way.
If anything, I mean, if it's anything like we know from the X-Men movies, it's probably just gonna be a bit role.
Yeah, it's not.
It's probably just gonna be like she only get like she'll maybe get one time to show her powers.
Yeah,
and then
because she's gone. She's not been acting very long, so I don't think they're gonna give her a substantial part. Like this isn't gonna be like a Mystique-sized part in this movie. Like there's no way. Especially when you've got even more developed actors than her, like, and more developed characters, more sought after characters like Gambit and shit in there too. They're not gonna use too much screen time on Psylocke, played by Olivia Munn. Nothing against her, it's just she doesn't have as much experience as a lot of these other actors. And I think that's probably what a lot of people's initial quarrel is. But don't worry about it. They'll give her a little piece, which is good for her, and it's not gonna be painful unless God. Hope it's not painful.
And the fact that it's Bryan Singer still working on it.
Yeah.
Rather than, this ain't Last Stand, this ain't X-Men Origins.
No, that's right.
This is Bryan Singer on this.
Yeah.
So
we can he knows what he's doing. At least we've seen from what we've seen, he seems like he knows what he's doing. But yeah, did you see the that was what it was, the introduction, well not really introduction, but like the little short videos from the Avengers, like the minute and a half long scenes.
No,
like where they were going at it.
No, I haven't watched. I refuse to watch any clips because it's bad enough. Like this is what we're doing. We got to talk about trailers. We got to review trailers. We got to review shows. And the other. But I want to see the entire product before anything else.
This is something I always hear, like from people in the industry and like media, like as far as like nerd culture. They're always like, "This is what I love." But the thing that sucks is when you cover it and try to like report it back to people, audiences, whether it's a podcast or written media, you're having to usually intake that stuff and get bits and pieces of stuff you just want to like see all at once ahead of time. So it's kind of hard in that respect. But yeah, I did watch one of them. It was like a simple scene. It wasn't nothing too complex. It was just literally them arguing about basically who fucked up between Stark and Banner and them, who fucked up and made Ultron. And Stark was just making an argument like he didn't work, like he wasn't alive, like it's not my fault. And Banner was just like behind him, kind of like throwing shit, like basically like talking shit, like behind him, kind of like throwing in, like being Banner the way Ruffalo plays Banner, which is kind of like this kind of like passive aggressive shit that where like he throws in a joke and then like Stark is like, dude,
God forbid, because God forbid Banner be aggressive.
Right? Yeah. That was the other thing, which is a perfect segue. Speaking of Ruffalo, but that was a nice little scene. It was like a minute long. It wasn't too much. So if you want to check it out, it's all over the place. But the other thing is like Mark Ruffalo has been said that he really wants to do a Planet Hulk movie. Like that's what he wants. But the thing is, Universal still owns the Hulk movie rights. So Marvel can't technically make a standalone Hulk movie yet, apparently. I'm like, God, with these fucking contracts, like everybody was nabbing up. It was like 5 to 6, 7 years ago, everybody just nabbed up. Everybody was just nibbling at like the pieces of all these comic book properties. Nobody had the balls to buy the whole thing or to invest in the whole thing. And now it's finally getting ironed out in a way where DC's like, okay, we've got a lot of good people in place to control ours. Marvel's like, okay, we've got Marvel Studios. Like, so we've kind of got control in pieces, and we're trying to get the shit that we need, like Spider-Man for Civil War and stuff like this. But it was weird. It's just like, it's so funny to see it now because nobody paid attention to it before. Because before it was just like, oh, they're making a Hulk movie. I'm gonna go see that. It might be all right. It wasn't that great. Oh, they're making a whatever. They're making an X-Men movie. Oh, cool. They're whatever. And then all of a sudden you get to the Marvel side of the coin years later, and you're like, oh, this deal means that Marvel can't call them mutants. Oh wait, Hulk can't be done now by Marvel, who has done them better in Avengers. You're like, when the fuck did all this shit happen? I just went to see the movies, and you don't realize all this deal and contract BS that happens. Yeah, and you're like, God, like, just come on. Like, I know Stan Lee at some point is probably like tearing his hair out, like, God.
Well, he's getting paid regardless.
Yeah, he's getting paid, but he's like, dude, like, it's kind of like a case of like, I'm gonna ask Larry to build me a shed. Larry starts building my shed. You're like, Larry's shed looks kind of shitty. And then you start to see Steve, your next door neighbor. He starts building his shed. He gets his shed done, and his shed is fucking rad. And you're like, and you look at your shed when Larry gets done, and it falls over. You're like, fuck, I should have just asked Steve to do my shed. And I feel like that's the way it is. Like, it's like Stan Lee was like, cool, yeah, you can use my property. Write me a check. Okay, that was, I don't know. Yeah, that was all right, I guess. But wait, then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you want a piece of the property, Marvel? Like actual Marvel, like our people? Like, oh, we're gonna do our own thing? Okay. And then they do it, and they're like, fuck, I should have waited and had him do that. Like, it's kind of that same case. You're like, God dang it. Like, I wonder if he ever like thinks that, like, I just want to get past this red tape and just like move the people around where I want them. Like the toys that I created.
Like, say you make paninis.
Right? Yeah, say you make paninis.
And then Greg comes over and wants to borrow your panini maker, and you give it to Greg.
Oh my god!
And all of a sudden you see Greg just burning all of his paninis and making shitty paninis and all this other shit, and advertising like it's your panini. He's like, God, Stan's paninis aren't nowhere near as good as they used to be. What's going on?
Right. He said, man, I didn't make that panini. He used my panini press.
And now I want one.
To make them.
But I can't because fucking Greg got it.
Greg got all the oh my God, he's got all the ingredients, and he's got my press. It's got burnt panini, old panini shit on it. Oh my God, how am I going to fix this? Like, that's Stanley's thought process, I feel like. He's thinking about paninis and how he can scrape the old panini crust off the panini press and clean it up and press out some good shit.
This makes no fucking sense. I don't know why I did that.
We've lost so many subscribers. Like, I'm not listening to a food podcast.
Oh, this analogy is terrible.
That went off the rails.
It really did.
If we lost you, all the comic book fans, we hope you are also food fans.
Other superhero news: Michelle McLaren no longer directing Wonder Woman. Or kind of like the Edgar Wright situation.
Yeah. I don't like when it happens because I always feel like it's something negative. Like somebody, as far as like in a controller higher up position, did something that the director didn't agree with, and they bounced. Like okay, I want to do this. And the way I think about it is, okay, maybe it could have been something bad. Maybe the director was like, I want to make her suit green and woo, and like they were just, and the higher ups were like, no, what the hell, get out of here. But on my realist mind thinks that like she was thinking like, maybe we should tell Gal to gain some more weight and not be so white.
She's not though.
Well, I know she's not. She's what, Brazilian?
You wouldn't think it though.
Yeah, she's very pale.
She's Israeli, if I'm mistaken. Yeah. I believe she's Middle Eastern.
There's so many other characters she could have played. But not bad. She looks good as Wonder Woman. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it works.
I mean, it's happening. Regardless
right, yeah, exactly.
Regardless of my feelings about it.
Yeah, it's not. And it's not bad. I mean, I think it'll be all right in the end. It's just gonna be interesting. They gotta find a new director, whatever, yada. But Wonder Woman was 2018. Anyway, so we got a little time.
Yeah.
We got a little time.
Yeah, she's Israeli.
Okay. I got a text message. I know y'all probably still heard that.
Is it Michelle McLaren or Michelle McLaurin? Now that I said that out loud. Sorry about that. Getting it wrong.
McLaurin, probably. If it looks like McLaurin, then it's McLaurin. McLaren is McLaren.
Is MacLaren.
Oh shit, that might be McLaren. McLaurin. Yeah, McLaurin.
Michelle McLaren.
Are they fighting 2 Gordos? Sorry, I'm watching Mortal Kombat.
Television
footage.
director whose credits include Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and Better Call Saul. Okay, I
forgot she did.
All I knew was Breaking.
Stuff. God!
All I knew was Breaking Bad. I didn't even know she did those others.
I knew she did Better Call Saul. Why did I know she did Better Call Saul and not Breaking Bad? That was weird. Cause I was like, Jesus, like that was the first thing I remember when she first they said she was going to direct it. I was like, how dark is this fucking Wonder Woman movie gonna be? Jesus, man. But that kind of
creative differences probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of absolutely. I said more 9 times out of 10. That's exactly what it is. Yay! All right. What else we got? Anything else before we get out of here? We got a
album. I guess we can just kind of
we can read some music.
Yeah,
we do the music. Yeah, we'll read some music stuff. We listen to some music. We have ears. But yeah, over the past, I guess, 2 weeks since we've last been on, got a chance to listen to Wale's album About Nothing, and got a chance to listen to Ludacris's
Ludaversal.
Oh, let's forget the name. I don't know why I was about to call it like Acura or something, because that's what the cover is. It's like an Acura, like an old 98 Acura next to a private jet, which I thought is weird. The cover's strange. But yeah. Have you've listened to both of them?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I did.
What do you think about them?
See, with Ludaversal, I'll start with a good one. With Ludaversal, I really liked it because it kind of. I hate saying it. I hate when people just say this. But it's like, oh, it's back to the old, blah blah blah. It's back to the old, this, that, and the other. But not like this is back to the old Luda, and it
definitely feels like it.
And it is good. It is damn good.
Yeah, it is.
It's like back to form, I
guess you say back to form. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Lines. And from beginning to end, especially, he went back to his time-honored tradition of an intro that sits there and just kills it.
Oh my God, that intro, man! When I first heard that intro, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Man, here we go." Yeah, no, it is like you said, it's back to form. It is Luda, all the way through, definitely. It's a good front to back project, which is and he's got that energy back. He sounds like hungry again, like it definitely has that tone to it, which is excellent. Which is so funny because it's like kind of the opposite when we talk about the other album that we said, which is Wale's album About Nothing.
Honestly, man, I wanted to like it, man. I wanted to
like the whole thing. I really like 3 tracks. And the funny thing is those 3 tracks are right next to each other, which is weird.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
White Shoes, Hopeless, and
See? I couldn't even remember.
What is this?
I couldn't even remember a damn song unless I looked at a track list.
Oh my God!
Like nothing really. Like, a lot of the album didn't really stick to me. Honestly.
Yeah, it didn't. But my biggest thing that I liked, those songs sounded good. Like as far as like from a because like we've said before when we talked about any like music, as far as I'm concerned, like I usually I listen to the production a lot more intently at first, and then I start listening to the lyrics. But as far as those production-wise, the White Shoes, The Pessimist featuring J. Cole, and The Middle Finger, those are my 3 favorite songs, and I think the 3 best songs on the project. Now, another song that I liked was Girls on Drugs, but the only thing is, it's so funny because I've never been so polarized from liking a song and absolutely hating the fucking chorus. Like, the chorus that he did on there is garbage. Like, the reason why The Pessimist is one of the best songs on there is because J. Cole's hook is great. J. Cole knows how to do hooks. Like, he's got that down.
Yeah.
But on Girls with Drugs, it's just it's a terrible, out-of-tune, singy hook from Wale. But the sample and stuff on the verses is awesome. Because it samples, Janet Jackson song from Velvet Rope. But yeah, it's so funny because if the entirety, the whole thing of that Wale album would have been on par with those 3 middle tracks, it would have been right up there with J. Cole's and Kendrick's album, but it missed the mark, obviously significantly, because there's like 13 songs on the album. If 3 of them are good, that means you got 10 that are basically not good, which sucks. Now there's one other component that actually I think worked very well throughout the album, and that's the whole Jerry Seinfeld thing. Yeah. Like the Jerry Seinfeld element works very well throughout the project. Like all the samples and stuff that he uses from Jerry, the stuff from the episodes that he uses, the little like talking parts that Jerry does, like they fit perfectly into the album, which is great because that just means the album is cohesive, which is a big part of any project. But at the same time, it's cohesive, but it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like tying together tying together 3 things really tightly with a pretty bow, and then putting them in a big ass box, because the rest of the space around them is kind of empty, and you're kind of like, oh, there's nothing else in here. Why am I putting it in a smaller box? Why don't I put it in the EP box? or I just released these 3 songs box. But it's so funny, like when you think about it, like yeah, that's the only thing that worries me about that. I guess that I didn't like about it. Like you said, I wanted to like it a lot because Mixtape About Nothing is one of my favorite pieces from him. Attention Deficit, I think, is his best body of work. From a production standpoint, lyrically, that shit is fucking solid. And it's got that awesome big band DC sound to it. That where he's from, it sounds like a DC album. It sounds like Wale. It is his sound through and through, and it's something I can listen to front to back, and I'm probably gonna go listen to it again. Which is funny because I don't think it's on Spotify, which fucked with me. I was like, what the hell? Like everything else, like all his other ones are on there, like Gifted and all that bullshit's on there, but that one's not on there, which didn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't know. You guys need to listen to it and let us know what you think, because Ludiversal, definitely a thumbs up. Wale's album About Nothing, right?
It's
yeah.
Better than it. What? No, is apathy worse than hating something?
That's what I worry about. Like I don't want to be,
because like when you don't care, you don't have any kind of feelings towards it.
It's so, but the weird thing is like I do care because like I really like those 3 songs. I listen to those 3 songs like every other day. Yeah. But that's it.
Let down.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Let down.
Let
down. I'll give it that. Yeah, let down. Lyrically, he's on point. I've heard a lot of people say that like lyrically he's on point on the album, but production wise, it's not that great. Which I think is a very good, probably a good thing to say, and that's probably why the other songs don't hold up. He still is lyrically there on all the other songs. It's not like he slacked off compared to these 3 songs, but it's just like production wise, just kind of like tapered off. And in turn, the hooks tapered off. So you've got these really strong verses on the rest of these songs, and everything else is just kind of like, it's like a overstuffed burrito from fucking Chipotle. It's just all over.
Chipotle's not even all that. I don't see all the hype for it, but anyway.
You're gonna get.
I don't give a fuck. It's bad enough. I'm already. No, it's bad enough. No, it's bad enough. People already are mad at me about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right? Yeah. I enjoy it, but I mean it's not as good as the cult love that it gets, which is
I don't.
From like,
and honestly, like hell, me and my wife sit there and like
my wife. Nice.
Please take my wife. Nice. But anyway, now me and my wife are bigger on Qdoba than Chipotle, honestly. Right. And I'm probably gonna get a ton of hate.
Oh
for that.
God, man, you might as well said Moe's.
I only had Moe's once.
We just got a Moe's finally.
No, there's 2 or 3 of them now.
Is there?
Or there's been.
No, we just got a Moe's.
There was one like a couple years back.
That's what it was. We finally got a Moe's in the mall.
Yeah, which is weird because it's like there's a Moe's right outside the mall.
Yeah,
which doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's like 10 feet. If you're from Lexington, you know this. There's like 15 feet between 2 Moe's, which is not Starbucks. You can't do that.
Unless
too spicy.
Unless it changed.
I don't think it's the same thing.
I don't think so. There. Yeah, since that reconstruction, it's been a while since I've actually like tried to visit the mall. But anyway, yeah. But no, with Moe's, I only had it once, and I didn't even make it. I as soon as I left and got to the parking lot, that shit went right through me. I had to shit immediately.
Yeah, that's the way it was. I had it last time I had Moe's was in Atlanta. which is so funny because I'll tell. Hold on. How much time we got?
How much do we have for time?
We got like 105. I got like a few seconds.
Okay.
But it's funny because like last time I had Moe's, I was in Atlanta. Me and my cousin, his wife, had went out to eat. We were downtown. We were at Underground Atlanta. We were shopping and shit, and then we went to Moe's, and it was so funny because we went to Moe's, ate, cool, whatever. We went to their Whole Foods, I guess is what it is. But their Whole Foods in Atlanta is like on a whole nother fucking level. Like they've got like a full, I mean they've got every food, like every health food you can think of. And then they also have a full buffet of some of the most amazing food ever. And I've never had like more like regret in eating something and then directly after it being like, why didn't I eat this? Why didn't we eat here? Like why did we come here after we ate at Moe's? Yeah. We went and ate at the shittiest place and then went to the healthiest place in the world for food. And just got slapped in the face with like one of the best like fucking whatever bars that we've ever seen.
My advice, if you're gonna eat Moe's, take that shit with you, eat it on the toilet.
Yeah, just sit there on the toilet.
Good night.
All right, thank you. We're out. We're not getting a sponsorship of Moe's. Yeah, as always.
KN_Nation
yeah, KN
on Twitter. OAF Discussions at gmail.com.
KN Kid Swift on Twitter is me.
Web859 on Twitter. Web.859. Don't worry about Instagram. I don't use it.
Yeah. We've got an Instagram.
I don't use it for
KN Nation on Instagram if you want to follow us. That's our Instagram. We don't use it, but we'll follow you, I guess. But yeah, YouTube obviously. /OAF Discussions. We've got that now, I think. But yeah, I'm writing still over at thenerdstash.com. It's an awesome gaming website, excellent quality. Jeremy has done a great job. That's our editor. But yeah, look out for us on there, on the Nerd Stash, here on YouTube. We're gonna put the audio. We're gonna start putting audio versions back up. I've been so bad about it. I'm sorry, because you guys have been asking. But guys, thank you as always. We appreciate it. Watch fucking Daredevil. Please support this shit. So we can keep these awesome comic book shows. Go buy Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Random. Yep. Whatever. All right.
I agree.
But guys, thank you as always. I'm Kid Swift.
This is Thoroughbred Web.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace.